The Raven Directive, a realistic, fictional U.S. spy story. The wind over Denver International Airport was colder than usual that evening. But the chill wasn't what unsettled Agent Daniel Ross, a field investigator for a quiet, unnamed department within the American intelligence community. He wasn't supposed to be here, not without authorization, not without backup, and especially not after what happened 3 months ago in Seattle. But the encrypted message he received that morning was signed with a name he could never ignore. Raven. Raven was the codey name of his former mentor, a man who vanished from the system, erased his own existence, and became a ghost long before Daniel earned his first clearance badge. No one used that name lightly. If the message was real, then something serious was happening. Daniel scanned the crowded terminal. Tourists laughed. Families argued. Luggage wheels echoed across polished floors. Everything looked normal, which meant something was definitely wrong. At exactly 4:32 p.m., a young woman in a dark hoodie brushed past him and slipped a folded paper into his jacket pocket. No eye contact. No hesitation. Classic dead drop technique. Inside the paper, follow the one who isn't looking. And a small hand-drawn symbol. A blackbird. Ravens. Mark. Daniel immediately spotted him. A man in a brown coat, pretending to read a newspaper but never turning the page. He wasn't looking around, because he already knew everything around him. When Daniel followed, the man stood, walked calmly toward the parking level, and vanished behind a pillar. Daniel moved fast, but by the time he reached the corner, the brown-coat man was already inside a black SUV. The engine roared, and the vehicle sped off, but something had been left behind on the ground. A flash drive. No label. No fingerprints. Just a single file inside Directive 19 active. Daniel's stomach tightened. Directive 19 was an internal shutdown protocol only used when a field agent was compromised, or when the agency believed one of their own had turned into a threat. His name was on the file. Marked. Target. Ross. Daniel. Someone was framing him. Daniel goes dark within the hour. Daniel's access badges stopped working. His agency phone went offline. His apartment keycard was rejected. Every sign pointed to a coordinated internal takedown. The kind where the accused never got a chance to explain. He disappeared into Denver's underground tunnels, using old entry points he discovered during a previous operation. There, he met someone he never expected, the hoodie girl from the airport. Her name was Mira Lane, an independent intelligence analyst who once worked for a contractor that specialized in digital pattern recognition. "I worked under Raven," she said. "That symbol was meant for you." Mira showed him a copy of the same Directive 19. But on her version, 2 names were marked for termination. Daniel Ross, Raven. "He's alive," she whispered, "and someone is hunting both of you." She revealed everything quickly. A system called the Shell Program, built to monitor rogue government contractors. Someone hijacked it and used it to create AI-generated dossiers labeling innocent officers as infiltrators. They were digitally erasing people to take over specific operations. "Why me?" Daniel asked it. "Because you worked with Raven on the Sierra Vault breach," she said. "And the people behind this are trying to cover up what you two found." The hunt begins. Mira and Daniel traveled to a safe house outside the city. It was dark, dusty, and full of outdated surveillance gear. The kind Raven preferred. On the wall, they found a note written in Raven's handwriting. "If you're here, then the shell has gone active. Do not trust anyone wearing a badge." Suddenly, the safe house alarm beeped. Someone had been watching the building. A drone passed by outside the window. Not military, private sector technology. Fast, quiet, and expensive. "We need to move," Mira said. "Now?" They escaped through an underground maintenance exit and took a back road to an old power substation. One Raven used as a hidden communication node. Inside, the entire room was lined with servers, all powered on. A video feed flickered to life. Raven appeared on the screen. Older, gray hair, hard eyes, but alive. "If you're watching this," Raven said, Then someone inside is using the shell program to replace field agents with digital replicas. Fake identities that look real to the system. Daniel stepped closer. "Who did this to you?" Raven continued. "They used my identity as the first test. Daniel, you're next." "Mira, you were never supposed to be involved, but you found the pattern too early." The screen glitched. 2 words flashed. "Run now." The door exploded. Armed men entered, wearing black tactical gear with no ins. Daniel grabbed Mira, pulling her behind a generator as sparks flew. Bullets tore through the metal. One of the attackers shouted, "Secure the targets. No headshots." "We need them alive." That meant interrogation. That meant erasure. Daniel spotted a maintenance ladder leading to the roof. They climbed fast, emerging into freezing air as the attackers regrouped below. A silent black helicopter hovered in the distance, moving toward them. "Private contractor?" Mira said. "The same group controlling the shell program." Daniel's pulse quickened. They had one chance. He triggered a backup generator overload, setting the entire building into a shaking hum. Then boom! The substation erupted in flames, cutting off the attacker's power source and giving Daniel and Mira time to escape through the night. The final code hours later, they hid in an abandoned ranger station near the mountains. Raven finally contacted them. "Live this time." His face appeared on Mira's cracked tablet. Daniel Raven said, "This ends tonight." He revealed the truth. The shell program wasn't stolen. It was approved. A secret division wanted to replace unreliable human agents with AI-generated operatives. Perfect loyalty, no hesitation, no conscience. Daniel and Raven were obstacles officers who knew too much about a corrupted funding pipeline tied to global data brokers. Raven's voice hardened. "They plan to erase you and insert a digital version of you into the system, a version they control." "How do we stop them?" Daniel asked. "You don't," Raven replied. We. For the first time in years, Raven stepped out of the shadows in person, joining them at the ranger station. Together, they launched a countersignal through a classified satellite uplink. Raven still had access to. The signal would expose every falsified dossier, every fake agent, every illegal shell program modification, but it came with a cost. Once the signal launched, the enemy would know exactly where they were. Daniel hesitated. Mira looked at him. "It's now or never." He pressed the button. A loud hum filled the station. Lights flickered. Raven smiled faintly. "You always were my best student." Moments later, black SUVs approached from both sides of the forest road. Helicopters roared overhead. The entire mountain lit up with spotlights. Daniel turned to Raven. "What do we do now?" Raven loaded a rifle. "We survive." The story ends with Daniel, Mira, and Raven stepping outside into the cold night, preparing to face whatever was coming, their silhouettes framed by blinding lights. The screen fades to black.